Welcome to episode 58 of the Mile 20 podcast, where epic shit happens. My name is Laura, and I'm finally here in person with my bestie.
Laura, I know. It's good to see you in person, my friend.
I know. You're in the midst of your, traveling chaos.
Oh, dude, 3 weekends in a row has been a lot. So
Yes.
I was really, really happy to, one, be in the same bed with my husband last night and have my head on my own pillow.
I bet.
Yeah, but it has been an epic three weekends, 3 weeks, and I'm happy to be home.
But I feel like we're going to be like ships passing in the night, because now that you're home and you're home this weekend, I'm leaving on Wednesday to take off and go see my mom in Fort Myers, Florida. So
I know.
I'll be gone next week.
I know.
We'll be zooming.
Yes, well, we will be zooming.
Yes.
It's okay. It's okay. But we got the energy going right now with the two of us being here in person, which is fantastic.
It's my favorite. I know. I miss you, my friend. We were supposed to run this morning, but this lovely line of storms decided to shit on our parade.
Oh, dude, that was
6 a.m. It was a lot of rain.
Serious rain, and it was really. It was like yellow and red.
Yeah.
I was like, what is happening?
I was like, that's a no at 5 a.m.
Yeah,
No.
I was kind of bummed because I had actually laid out all my clothes, and I'm like, I'm ready to get back into this, and it was like, wah wah.
I know, but I mean, it was nice enough that at least it cleared up. Have you done your mile today?
I have not done my mile yet today because I was in a lot of work meetings today because of being out for the past 2 weeks. So.
Yeah, I'm sure you're
Yes.
jammed.
Yes.
So we are, as a reminder, running a mile, not a marathon.
We're not running a marathon every day, woman. Oh my God.
We are running a mile a day.
Bite your tongue. I'm never, ever doing that challenge. Ever.
We're doing a mile a day for 2026. And so we are down, it's February 23rd on the day that we are here recording. And February, oh my God.
Oh my God, woman.
My brain is.
You got me running a marathon
place.
every day, and you got me going back into February. Woo!
It is March 23rd on the day that we are recording, and we are all still running a mile. So it was nice that the weather broke, and so we're not going to have to run in the rain today, because I ran right before I came over here.
Oh, good for you. No, yeah. I still have to do my mile today. But it has been very, very nice running in some nice weather because I have not been in this area, and I've gotten a little spoiled the past couple of weeks running. So.
Yeah, well, just
running
shit
or
on
walking,
your parade today because
Yes.
this cold front just came through and cooled everything off again.
Yep, that's okay. That's okay.
That is. So today we will be discussing the St. George Marathon. We will be getting into that in a little
Utah.
bit. Yes, but right now should dig into our Epic Week update.
Yeah, have at it.
No, I think you should go first.
Yeah?
Yours is going to be beefier than mine.
Well, so last episode I was still in St. Kitts, Nevis with my family, but no sooner did we come back home than I had a reunion weekend. And for those of you who have been listening for a while, I talked about this last year. So we do this once a year. All of my female classmates from West Point, everybody is invited. There's 100 of us. So I graduated with 1,000 people in my class, and in 1993. And of the 1,000 people, 100 of us are women.
That's incredible.
And so anytime there's two of us together, we're 2% of the women are together. It's a really easy number.
Yes,
I absolutely love the math on that, having not been a math major. But we rented a house down in Hilton Head, South Carolina. Beautiful house. I think it could sleep up to 30 plus people.
Wow.
I think there were it was 28 of us. And it was just a magical weekend with a bunch of women that, come from all different states and different occupations, post coming out of the Army, and, some are moms and grandmas, and it just was such a great weekend. Although we did note that as we are now getting older, we talked about hormone replacement therapy. We talked about menopause. There was because there were some single ladies. Oh, all the single ladies, so there's some single ladies. We were talking about like, okay, who in the class is like, who are the guys that are available? That was fun conversation one night.
Were you looking up Facebook posts like what so-and-so look like
yes,
these days?
We totally were doing that. And I was like, I can't recognize these people, right? So we were doing that, and they're talking about like knee replacements and grandbabies. So it is interesting how, you know, and retirement, you know, some people have already retired. So, you know, the conversation has definitely, you know, migrated. But the cool thing that I absolutely loved is that I rented a bike with a couple of the girls. We rode quite a bit,
That's
but you know, and then we hung by the pool one day. We had food at the house. It just was great camaraderie, and I come back from those weekends just on a Lady Defender high.
Yeah.
'Cause we're the defenders of the Free 93. So all of the ladies, we call ourselves the Lady Defenders. And, you know, it just, you know, cadet chicks rock. And, you know, we just
You're all
we just
a bunch
had
of
blast.
badasses. It's like putting all these badass women in one room. I just can't imagine what
It is
that
a lot of
energy
badassery.
is like.
It's just fantastic energy. The funny thing that I loved was I didn't get in until like really late one night. It was like Thursday night, and I had two other gals in the car with me. You know, we had met at the Savannah airport, so we didn't get into the house until like after 11 o'clock, but we didn't have a pass. Like, so like the one community that we were in, you could only have a certain number of passes, right, for cars. So I didn't have a pass, and so the gate guard was not going to let me in. And so like ended up sweet talking my way into it. And I was like, and the three of us are all like Army veterans.
Yeah.
And they let us through.
Aw.
So that became like our mantra. There was another time where we were riding our bikes and they wouldn't let us through this one gated area. So our friend Carolyn was like, we're really, really nice people. And then I added, and we're Army veterans, and they let us through. So we were like, we're just going to go and like kind
It's
of
the
like keep
keys
using
to the
that.
kingdom.
Right?
Yes.
Yeah. So,
You know what? For your sacrifice, you deserve some perks.
Yeah. People were super, super nice about that. So, and then a shout out to Roy's Cafe and Catering. I coordinated with them on Saturday night for the Baja Taco Bar that we had.
Ooh.
And it was absolutely fabulous. So if anybody is traveling down to Hilton Head and you're looking for a fantastic catering company, the owner that I talked to, he was absolutely phenomenal. The food was delicious. So highly recommend Roy's.
Excellent.
And I'm not getting paid for that announcement. So
we don't get paid for any of these announcements.
None. But just Roy was just such a great guy.
Yeah.
So, and then we stayed in Plantation Dunes, which was the development that we were as a gated community. And so if you are looking on Airbnb and looking for just fantastic places, just phenomenal homes, that would be a highly recommended area to go and take a look at. We were like one set of houses off of the beach.
Nice.
Had beach access right next to our house. Actually, some of the girls went and did some CrossFit on the beach one morning. Myself and my friend Nicole, we did like a 4.5 mile walk on the beach. We did a sunrise. We were like the first ones up in the house. We got to see a sunrise, which was it was really, really good sunrise. So
Love it.
Yeah. So that's what I did this weekend, and I got home late last night. So
That's fun.
yeah. Now, how about you? I know you got a couple of things you wanted to cover.
Yeah, I mean, well, we didn't do much. It was kind of more of a low-key home weekend for us. Ella came home, and her and Jim and Dave and DJ all went down to see some of the NCAA games
I heard it
on
was a good
Friday
time.
night. Yeah, it was a good time. I went to dinner with them, which was, well, all except for DJ. So that was fun. And then they all went about their merry way, and I went home happily by myself just to have some time alone. I was good with that.
Hey, a girl needs that.
Yep. And then on Saturday, me and Dave, Ella, and Maggie all went out for a lovely hike at Valley Forge Park, which it was just a very pretty day and
Heard the weather was good
relaxing.
up here too.
It was very nice. And then on Sunday, it was really cool. My friend Deneen put together a game night for all of us, and shout out to Deneen because she's an avid listener.
Hello, Deneen.
I told her we were talking about the podcast. I go, you don't know how warm my heart feels to know that you listen to us every week. Like, that just makes me feel so good, and I just love you for that.
Ditto. And some of the conversations you have with Deneen, where I'm like, oh my God, she's in the details, like deep,
Yes.
with some of the places that we've recommended. And she's like, oh, I'm going to go here, do that,
Yes.
So I think that is so awesome.
Yeah. So she organized last night a game night. We played Cards Against Humanity and hung out and, had drinks and stuff. So we had a good time.
That's awesome.
Yeah. But what awesome. I did want to do is something different. We've kind of been busy traveling here and there, running marathons.
In our own little worlds.
Yes. And I feel remiss as a running podcast, which is primarily what we are, not talking about some of the news that has been happening in the last month.
Big news, running news.
Yes, running news. First, which is short, I'm really sad, and we're kind of mourning the loss of Jeff Galloway.
Yeah.
I mean, he was a pioneer of a walk-run method. He passed away back in February, so way late on the game here, because it's been almost a month since he passed away.
He was 80 years old.
Yeah, he was 80. He was part of the 1972 U.S. Olympic team. I think he did like a 10,000 meter run is what he was known for, but he pioneered. He was invited to teach a running class at Florida State University. And so he pioneered this method of a run-walk method for long distances, which we bumped into him.
Yes, we did. During a race.
During a race.
Yes.
I think it was Big Sur, where it was like Forrest Gump.
She had to be right. Because I was like, I don't think it was Big Sur. She's like, it's Big Sur. So you went and said it anyway.
Yeah, I know it was Big Sur.
Because Lori always has to be fucking right.
Well, I do know I'm
Here
right
it
about
is,
this.
folks. Here it is.
Well,
okay, it was Big Sur. You were right.
No, let's go back and listen to our podcast about Big Sur. We talk about it.
For those of you who can't see my YouTube, I'm giving her like the Ross fists together, like fuck you.
Back.
We saw him in a race. But he
Big
started
Sur.
and he started out with only a couple of people with him.
Yeah.
Because it was very early in the race when we established, oh, that's Jeff Galloway.
Yeah.
And then next thing you know, was it 3 or 4 miles, after that, he was like the freaking Pied Piper.
He's
and
like Forrest Gump.
He had like 20 people by him. Then it was like 25 people. And then how did that go with us?
For us, I think we were a little temperamental. Because we were enjoying the beauty and everything, and we were just running steady, and
we had a steady pace. We had a steady pace. We were a slower pace, but we were steady pace.
And so they would surge past us, and then walk. And then surge past us, and then walk.
And then the group kept getting bigger, and then it was really annoying because it was like this big like mob of people that you could hear them dunk 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 coming behind you, and we're like motherfuckers.
And then they would stop, and some of them would stop in front of you, and then you're spending your time weaving around them while they're walking, and then you're still running.
Yeah, dude, that was it was cool. The method. It was cool seeing him live in a race and seeing the method work for other people. But by golly, that was the worst experience ever in a race.
I have to agree. It was
but
not
it is
great.
very, very sad that he passed away. But it is awesome that he went and made his mark.
Yeah.
In the running world, that now so many people who might not have been able to go and take on marathoning as a sport, even though it annoyed the hell out of us. And we run too, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
So we're not chastising that. It was just the circumstances of having such a large group of people.
Well, and there are times. I mean, I'm not quite as bitchy. If you remember, I used to be anything past mile 18, I would start to become a bitch.
See you next Tuesday, man.
I mean, somebody could sneeze wrong, and I'd be like, "What is your problem?" I mean, it's not. It was just like a phase of the race. I don't have that problem anymore. Maybe it's because I drink alcohol at mile 20, and it stabilizes my hormones.
I'm not judging you at all.
I don't know, but
maybe it was because you had too much estrogen in your body, and now that you don't have estrogen, you're just a nice person now on the course.
I thought that's the opposite, though. I thought you were supposed to become a raging bitch without estrogen.
Maybe we have reverse syndrome out on the course. I don't know.
I don't know either.
I can't remember the last time you yelled at somebody on the course.
I know, right?
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Now we're gonna see in Delaware in a couple weeks what's going to happen. I know that's going to be funny.
Yeah.
All right. So again, sad that Jeff Galloway has passed, but thank you, Jeff, for
Yes.
giving the running community, just
Making
a
it
legacy.
accessible.
Yeah.
Making marathoning and half marathoning, making it accessible for people who probably wouldn't have gotten involved in the sport.
Agreed.
So making it bigger and better and allowing us to enjoy being able to run in all 50 states, because there's marathons in all 50 states because it is such a popular thing.
Agreed.
So
All right, so now you want to talk about the spicy topic?
we can talk about the spicy topic, but I do have one more after the spicy topic.
Well, do you want to talk about the other topic? What's the other topic?
I want to talk about the new European Marathon Classics.
Fuck my life.
Not asking you to do them. I'm just saying that they're out there. There is a new series out there. Laura is hiding in her hoodie right now. There is a new series out there that is the European Marathon Classic that comes with a big collection of coins or medals or something special that you get if you complete.
Of course there's swag.
Of course, you have to do 8 of them. I think there's only 8. It's the Rome Marathon, which we've already done, Vienna, London, which is already on the list to do because it's a world major, Madrid,
That's a good list.
Copenhagen,
You suck.
Warsaw, Lisbon, and Frankfurt. Yeah, I know it sucks. I'm just saying it's out there,
Do
and
you know
it's
when
important.
the dates are of them? Like,
Well,
when are they starting this?
it already started, and it is retroactive, so your Rome will count already.
Okay.
So this is how this shit happens. I just mentioned it. Now she's stewing. I did not say you had to do it. I'm just saying I'd be interested and down to do it. But so anyway, that's a new series. If you're interested in marathons and proceeding through a series and having a challenge, there is a new European Marathon Classic. You can look it up. Now, to the steamy news.
For those of you who can't see, like, or you don't watch us on YouTube, I'm giving like Lori like side eye.
Yeah, there's
Because
a lot of
this is how this shit starts. Because those are some really, really great cities,
Yes, I know.
and a lot of them I haven't been to yet. Well, some of them I've been to, but I would. Lisbon's gonna suck ass.
It's not as bad as you think, though. I've already looked at.
Did they do it around the river, like at the river level? Because like,
Yeah.
dude, like like just being a tourist in that city, that hurt my calves.
Yeah.
Like going up the hills. It is a very hilly city.
It's more
Like no exaggeration. It's
no,
hilly.
yeah. No, I think that there is like there's some down and some up, but I think the vast majority of it is along the river. It didn't look anything crazy like
Like a San Francisco.
It wasn't
race.
worse than like Austin,
Okay.
and Austin was hilly,
Austin was hilly. Yeah.
but I would say it was maybe comparable, if not
Okay.
more or less.
So something
it's
more,
nothing.
something more you train for, and just know that you're gonna have some hills.
Yeah, it wasn't something like where you're looking at 2,000 feet in elevation.
That place is freaking hilly. That's that's not like, oh, I'm going over this little mound and I call it a hill. That place is hilly. like there was like one point
we've
last
been
year.
having discussions.
Yes, we've been
about
having
what
a
is
discussion. What's a hill?
during some runs.
Yes,
Which one was that we just?
I
did
don't
that?
know. There was
that during Myrtle Beach, and you're like
Yes.
this hill, and I'm like,
You're like,
dude,
this ain't a
is
hill. I was
not
like, it's a hill. It's an incline. It's a hill. No, there was some inclines where when Jim and I were walking up to like whatever said destination, we were literally like on our toes, like in order to like that's how how much the gradient was. So yeah. Okay. All right. Check. Got that.
So this
Fuck my life. Okay.
So the spicy news that
Spicy. This
that
one's spicy.
I don't know how we missed not talking about this last week because I feel like we
And
should have.
and I've been like living under a social media rock, so I didn't even see this like come across
Yeah.
or in the news.
This was a hot discussion on social media, but I am going to read a little bit from a Runner's World article.
And the New York Times also had posted
Actually,
something about this as well.
This was published today. So this is a brand new article.
Brand new article.
985 runners finished their race at mile 18 of the LA Marathon and were eligible for a medal.
What the fuck?
The marathon's early turnoff point was implemented
That's my opinion.
for athletes, and I'm doing quotes, having a tough day.
Did you just do air quotes from that?
I did quotes. In the warm race day conditions, a new report shows how many runners used it. So it was 985 runners. So the LA Marathon announced its heat-related contingency plan ahead of race day. The runners would be allowed to stop at mile 18 and still pick up a medal. No. The decision lit up the internet with the usual split-screen debate between following tradition and staying safe. So we looked at what the weather was like on the day that the LA Marathon.
It was a high of 88 degrees with 40% humidity, 0.7 mile per hour winds with a waxing gibbous moon. It must have been the moon.
It must have been the moon.
So what are your thoughts on this, Lori? Well, I guess the question is, did they get a medal that said, I have like mile 18 finisher?
No,
or was
I
got a marathon finisher medal?
They got a marathon finisher medal. They got their medal. They paid for a medal, right? You enter into it, you pay for it. That's what they got.
It's like somebody going on eBay and going and getting a marathon medal finisher thing and saying, I'm a marathon finisher, but they didn't go and run a full marathon.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
So how do you feel about it? Because obviously I'm voicing my opinion as you're just reading that article. Because I hadn't heard this until you guys just told me about it, you and Maggie, like before we started the podcast.
Yeah. So my take on it is kind of like my take on any marathon that people bow out of. You're not a finisher. You DNF'd. You ran 18 miles.
You ran 18 miles. Congratulations. It's a training run. It's not a marathon.
If LA had a thing where you were registered for an 18 miler, like I know Big Sur does a 21 miler, and you have special medals for the 18 miler, and that's the route you decide to go, and you get an 18 mile medal, sure. But this is a DNF. And you and I have run marathons.
Because it was hard. It was hard.
Before.
I was having a hard day.
We've
every marathon is hard.
Every marathon.
That's why it's a marathon.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, folks. This
is just raw.
Man,
we're being real.
This fired me up. I just you know what, Lori? I don't think that if the LA Marathon continues this new tradition, I don't think I could ever run the LA Marathon because I would be.
I don't want to anyway.
You know how you were just talking about how you are not yelling at people on the course anymore, like not yelling, but like nasty to people.
I would be at mile 18.
Oh my
God. Sorry.
Yeah. So
maybe you should bleep that one out.
Yeah. So it just wow.
That's me.
Just wow.
Now listen.
Wow.
I fully understand that if you are having a medical issue, by all means, stop.
At any time in a race, you should stop.
You should stop and take the DNF, and that is fine. I support that. I mean, I get it because there are things that are life-threatening, and you should take care of yourself. But if it's just getting hard and you're having a rough day, and I will even say this from a maybe I'm being hypocritical perspective, because for one race, I remember running. I signed up for the Rock and Roll Miami race. I'd already completed Florida twice because I did the 2 Disneys, and I signed up because a bunch of people were going down to run the Miami Marathon.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's a cool race.
About here.
I would love to do that. I get down there, I'm hanging out with friends. Most of my people are all running the half. It is probably about 80 degrees with about 90% humidity in Florida when we are running, and I get to mile 8 and I'm like, this sucks. I already have Florida. I don't really care. I'm going to finish the half marathon. I collected a half marathon medal. Maybe I should have, maybe I shouldn't have, but I didn't collect my marathon medal, and I finished half.
Yeah.
I'm fine with that.
And I had a similar situation where we had both signed up for the Baltimore Marathon.
Yeah.
I had gotten hurt, so I ended up running the half marathon with Julie Shannon.
Yes.
And then we met you on the course, and then we finished the race together, but I ran the half marathon on that one. So
longest half marathon ever.
It was. Yeah. Yeah, we waited for you. But it was fun, It was but because then this is when we were already into our 50-state journey. I went and signed up. Do you remember that trail race I signed up for?
And I thought you were crazy for doing it.
It was like an Xterra trail race, and I was not trail running, but I had trained the miles. And so Maddie, my daughter, went down with me, This was in Maryland, and it was on the Father's Day weekend. This was years and years ago, and it was so humid that I couldn't even breathe. And there were so many people that were peeling off at the halfway point. I ended up that was my one and only race that I had a DNF. I was able to go and get a half marathon medal. I was devastated, but I'm like, I would never have thought to go and collect a full marathon medal.
Right.
Having not finished the marathon.
No.
Even though I signed up for it.
I wouldn't even wear a shirt that I don't complete a race for.
Damn straight.
Like, I don't wear my race shirt until after because I feel like that's bad juju. That's just a personal rule number 1.
Yeah. So on the LA Marathon, man, that just whoever made that decision, I'd love to interview that person, Maggie.
Yeah. Like, bravo.
That would be a spicy interview.
You know what? I'd say I'd let you lead that one. I would say bravo for having an out for people who are struggling. I have no problem saying, listen,
something coordinated.
If you're really having an issue with the heat, by all means leave. You can leave right here. But no.
But you're going to leave without a medal.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
anyway.
Yeah. All right. Well, that was spicy. I told you it was going to be spicy.
It's a little spicy, but that's okay.
That's okay.
Yeah.
That's what
you
we're
ready
here
to
for.
get into St. George's?
Oh my God. Yeah. This is going to be a long freaking episode.
Yeah, I'm so sorry in advance. I love St. George's. I'm not going to lie. So St. George, Utah. If you've never been there, it's kind of on the very southwestern edge of Utah. So you're kind of close to, you're not that far from Las Vegas.
Right.
You're not that far from Arizona.
Yeah.
You're kind of right in the nugget of everything. You're also not that far from Zion National Park.
And Bryce Canyon.
Yes. It's a really good thought. Like, if you want to do a racecation, I think this was one I would recommend.
We did a racecation.
Yes, we did.
Yes, we did. And it was just the two of us. We didn't bring the boys with us.
No.
Yep.
No, me and my family, so this is 2021, me and my family went and vacationed and did the whole Mighty 5 of the national parks in Utah in 2019. So it had just been 2 years prior, or even like a year and a half prior. So it was all kind of still fresh. So they were all like, Dave's like, yeah, go have fun.
Yeah, you go do you. And then when Jim was like, oh, Dave's not going, I'm not going to go, like, just with like you two and be a third wheel. So
yeah. Yep. So we did this. It's an October race, Saturday, which is nice because it gives you, if you want to beef out your weekend, you then have Sunday and you can do Monday or Tuesday. I think we were there a Friday through Tuesday. It was the 1st through the 5th.
Yep.
And it kind of worked out nice.
It did. It worked out nice. And we did this race the weekend right after we did the Fargo Marathon.
Yeah, they were back to back.
Back to back weekends. And
we were also just a couple of weeks then leading up to doing the I-35 challenge, which we will be discussing soon.
Was this, so I was trying to remember, was this the first time we had ever done 2 races where it was one weekend and then running the following weekend?
Oh, good question.
I think it is.
May have been.
Yeah, I think this is when we started doing the cray-cray.
Well, this is definitely the cray-cray train.
Yeah.
Yeah. 21 to 22, we were cramming them in.
Yeah, we definitely, well, because the races were available and, COVID was still out there and we're like, we're going to run
everything
as much as we possibly can.
Yes.
While these races are still active and being held.
Yes.
Yeah.
If for any reason you're interested in running St. George's, just one reminder.
Yeah.
This year is the 50th running of it. So always, I kind of like the extra gear. Like, they always kind of go all out. Like, the medals are a little bit extra and the shirts tend to be a little nicer.
50 years of running an event is like significant, or like just like the milestones are significant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you had any interest in running it, probably this year would be a great
Laura,
year
you want
to
to
do
run it?
I actually sent a text out to both Maggie and Laura today going, hey, should we run this year?
Because it's on
October 3rd.
On October 3rd. And Maggie was like, you're going to be in Germany. And I was like, and you might have sent us that text a couple of months ago. And I told you we were going to be in Germany. So I get it. You really want to run this race again. I'm all about running St. George again because I loved running downhill.
Yeah.
It was downhill.
Yes,
the whole time.
It's
the whole time. Almost the whole time.
Yes. It's a wonderful point-to-point downhill.
Yes.
Beautiful
scenery.
If you're trying to be cute, though, this does go beyond the 1,500 feet of elevation. So you will get a 5-minute time added to you. So just keep that in mind if you're training, that you're going to have to run a little bit faster than you might think. But registration opens for 2026, April 1st at 6 a.m.
Do you know what registration also opens up soon is the lottery for London. By the way,
is it?
Oh yeah, it's I'm keeping track of that one because we're talking about wanting to do that next year. Yeah, it's around April 23rd, 24th.
Okay.
So I'm going to start checking probably April 22nd. They said that the lottery registration is only open for a week.
Okay.
And it opens around when the race is, and the race is at the end of the month. So
we should probably piggyback that with looking at marathon tours as our backdoor entry into that, like we did for
yes, ma'am.
Berlin.
Yes, ma'am.
Yep.
Yep. So just FYI, as I digress.
Yes, we digress. Anyway, love this race.
Yes, I totally agree.
Point to point. They do load you up in St. George's on a bunch of school buses, and they bus you out there.
Dude, that was painful, though.
It was a very early morning.
Because it was so early. Yeah. I mean, and we had heard that you need to get there earlier because, like, the lines get really long for the buses.
Which we saw.
And we waited quite a while. I don't remember how long we waited, but, I mean, it was a well-organized activity, but you kind of felt a little stressed out. Like, am I going to get up to the start with enough time to, like, go to the bathroom, do whatever I need to go and do?
Which I feel like we had plenty of time. And
we did.
What's really cool about the start, once you get there, it's kind of like the Lost Dutchman, which we reviewed already. There's a bunch of campfires to keep you warm.
Not as many, though.
Not as many, but they still have
It's more
them.
for ambiance, I think.
Yeah, maybe. But it's still cool.
Yeah.
It's a cool effect for in the morning.
Yeah, no, most definitely.
But I don't feel like we were overly rushed. And it's a 7 a.m. start, and the last bus, I think, leaves around 5:15.
Yes.
So I felt like...
I think we hit like a 4 a.m. bus.
Well, I have a picture of us on the bus at 5:35. But maybe that was... sometimes the pictures and the timing's weird.
Yeah.
Because that would be Mountain Standard Time.
Yes.
But it may have been showing a different time.
I don't know, dude. I don't. It was just freaking early.
It was really early.
It was really early. But again, very, very well organized.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Went through it really quickly.
Yeah.
And the scenery, and the sunrise, you run through Snow Canyon.
Yes.
State Park is part of it. And so it's not real red rocky, I would think, at the start. It's kind of more like high desert, isn't it?
Yeah, it was more high desert, and then you as you're making your way down, off of the mountain, you start seeing some red rock. You see a lot of like buttes, a lot of valleys. But every time you turned, even though you were going downhill and you could kind of see out in the distance, every time you turned around a bend, the scenery like completely changed. And we kept turning around and looking back to go and see what was behind us because, again, just the views are spectacular. So always turn around and take a look
never
from
forget.
where you came.
Yes.
Yeah. Now, the year that we ran it, they had about 3,200 finishers, and in 2025 they had about 4,300. So a little increase, but that doesn't surprise me because again, this was 2021.
Yeah, and people still weren't out and about just yet.
Yes, even though the races had reconvened, not everybody was really comfortable going and getting back into them.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's nice to go and see that they have 4,300 people running that.
I mean, it's a great race. And the course is identical to what it was in 2021. Nothing has changed. It's pretty. And the weather is almost perfect. It was a little warm for us. We were in the...
Yeah.
I think we were at 86 at the finish. And did you peel off at mile 18?
I didn't peel off at mile 18.
Yeah.
Oh, wait. How warm was it when we ran Medoc?
Oh, that was 93.
That was 93
and we were
degrees.
Drinking lots of wine.
And I was drinking wine, too. So I was probably dehydrated. And I finished. And I got a medal because I finished. Okay, sorry.
We digress again.
Ooh, I'm not going to let that shit go, man.
No, I get it.
I'm going to have to make a shirt for that. Like, there's so many things going through my head right now, and they're so all inappropriate. So
it was 50. I'm gonna keep moving.
Keep going.
It was 54 at the start, so it was like a perfect cool temperature at the start.
It was really nice.
Start to get warm towards the end, but I know it was warm, but I don't feel like it was like crippling because
No.
it was a dry heat.
Yeah, it was a dry heat.
You know how they say that is. This weekend is also equipped with a half marathon, a 5K, a fun run, and a mayoral walk. I have no idea what that is or what the distance is.
Maybe
but
the mayor walks with them.
maybe.
That's my guess.
I didn't read about it. I'm just like, a mayoral walk.
Yeah.
They do have, if you're into challenges, they do have the Desert Double where you can sign up for the 5K on Friday and run that and then do the marathon on Saturday and you get a Desert Double medal.
Nice.
Yep, as well as your marathon finisher medal. So if you're into extra gear and bling, that's always a good bonus too.
Nice.
Yep. Looking at a 7:15 course cutoff time, so very generous. Although I did see people in the results and they talk about it being very strict. It's very strict, and if you're not at mile,
And then they had people finishing after 7:15.
well, yeah. I saw people who finish at like 8:30.
Okay. All right.
So
Well, I mean, it happens.
I don't know how strict they are. They did say at mile 23.1 they will pull you off the course if you're not like holding a 6:15 finish time, which is like 16 minutes and 33 seconds or something per mile. But if somebody's finishing in 8 hours, I'm not sure how strict that is either.
Yeah. I felt like when you and I ran this race too. I mean, because again, you know, it's mostly scenery.
Yeah.
There are no crowds.
No,
You know,
it's quiet.
not until you get down into St. George at the very end. That's when you have, you know, some spectators. But I felt like our energy level was pretty high too because we're out in the mountains and just the scenery and like I don't know, something about that high of, you know, just being small in such a vast you know, geography.
It's a cool place to run.
It just was spectacular.
I mean, you have
that high. And then we knew that we were going to be doing, you know, some other cool things in one of the national parks the next day. So it was like, again, that whole like runcation vibe. And we just brought some good energy to each other that weekend.
We did. Sad thing though, and there was only 2 races I can think of that I screwed up the mile 20 beverage drop.
Yeah.
St. George's was one of them.
Yeah.
I was looking at the maps and
You just got the wrong road that we were kind of going to come
yes,
down.
there was like an overpass.
Yeah.
And we actually dropped
we were like,
below
we
the
were like,
overpass.
We were like, that's where our mile 20 beverage is. And we were
we
like,
looked
are we going to go down? And we were like, no.
No.
We will collect that shit afterward. But, which by the way, and I don't know if we've ever mentioned this, but Lori has this like hot cold bag that, you know, we fill up with ice. And so our beverages are sometimes still cold, you know, the next day because we drop this stuff like the night before every race, almost every race. But we do go back and collect the bag. So
and
Lori,
our garbage.
Yes. So Lori does go and clean this bag out. And
I reuse it every time.
It gets reused as unless like raccoons go and open it up. And,
yeah.
But we'll talk about that when we talk about West Virginia.
Yeah.
But, you know, so like, again, we collect up all of our trash and our bags. So I just wanted to go and say like we're conscious. We
leave no trace.
Yes, we leave no trace. Thank you.
We follow, leave no trace.
Yes.
So St. George's is kind of easy to travel to. You do have to lay over. Not a lot of direct flights unless you're coming from like Phoenix or any place like that. I think we had to lay over, but we flew out of Philly. It was a fairly easy trip, I feel like.
Yeah, it was uneventful.
Yeah, we stayed 3 nights at the inn at Entrada.
Yes.
What did you think about that as the bougie hotel person?
I really liked it. We actually had a suite big enough where we had our own bedrooms. That kind of freaked me out.
Yeah, because you didn't know I was awake. You're like, are you awake?
Your door
over there?
was closed, and we've talked about this. Like I wake up and I'm instantaneously like up. I go to the bathroom. I got my clothes on, and I've only been awake for 15 minutes. And your door was closed. I heard no movement and stuff. And I'm just like, I feel like Sheldon from The Big Bang Theory. Penny. I'm like, Lori, you're awake. And yeah, so that was just a little anxiety, you know.
Yeah, this is at this point we've been traveling together a lot, running these races. So
yeah.
But I have never overslept anything yet. Knock on wood.
But the inn at Entrada was lovely. The grounds were lovely. I don't know.
It's a golf and wellness resort. So I was like, this is going to be nice. I think we had a little fireplace.
Yes.
And like our little, it was almost
nice
like a
little patio
apartment.
area. Yeah, it was totally like a little
and
apartment.
And we had Red Rock views. It was really pretty.
Yeah. No, really, really like that a lot.
Yeah. I lost my place. Oh, it's a back. You always do the front to back.
I do.
I
I print out our notes for the the podcast.
So the day we got there, we showed up, we checked into the hotel, we did packet pickup, which was a little expo at their convention center.
Yeah, it was nice.
Yeah.
Easy to get in and out of them.
Easy. We had a little bit of a fiasco at dinner.
Yeah.
I had found a place that came highly recommended.
Because we were looking for pizza.
Always pizza. It was Pizzeria Limon.
Yeah.
And
fiasco is a good word for that.
They did say on the website, because I always check reviews looking for gluten-free pizza.
Yep, because I'm a glutard.
Said they had gluten-free pizza. We get in there and we're in a line and this shit smells fabulous.
Like make your mouth water.
So good.
So good.
Yeah.
So good. Laura couldn't have any because they didn't have gluten-free pizza.
Yeah, they're like, I'm so sorry, we're out of gluten-free crust. And I just look at her and I'm like, can I order my pizza here? Because it looks really good.
And I'm a good friend. And I was like, no, order away. Order away.
So then I got my pizza to go and it was very good. And then we went across the street. There was a place across the street that had gluten-free pizza.
You're saying it was very good. That probably had to be like the best freaking pizza ever. And like
it was really good. It was really good pizza. It was one of the top pizzas. It's top 10.
Okay.
But like on the lower end of the top 10 of pizzas.
Yeah. My pizza was not probably in my top 100.
No.
For me.
No. Well, that's because you had like cardboard for crust. We went across the street to the Slice House Pizza Company.
Avoid the Slice House Pizza Company. And I'm sorry. I wish at the time I was doing reviews. Because I do reviews for places that we go to on Google because, again, having a gluten allergy, I like to go and, let other people know, like, what works, what doesn't. Avoid the Slice House Pizza Company if you have a gluten allergy.
I don't know what their regular pizza tastes like.
That's why I said,
if you
have a gluten allergy, it was not good gluten-free pizza.
No, it was like generic. It was
bad.
Yeah.
It was just bad. It was just
bad.
everything. Yeah. So we're just going to leave it at that. You had good pizza. I had bad pizza.
I'm so
it's
sorry.
Okay.
I sat there.
It's okay.
I remember feeling so racked with guilt as I was eating that pizza because I was like, damn, this is so good.
She's like, this is okay pizza. you're like chewing on it like, this is okay pizza.
This is just, I swear.
And I'm like eating my pizza like, I can't even chew it. It's like so chewy. That was a very torn evening. I agree.
It was we were not on the same wavelength that evening.
It's okay. It's okay. I did not hold that against you at all. So, and I love that you had a good pizza.
It was good. Now our post-race meal. I feel like
our post-race meal, we ended up eating on the patio. We got some takeout. And we ended up sitting on the patio. And the reason why I know this is because I have a video of us sitting on the patio. We had gotten, I think we had gotten like some Tex-Mex stuff because do you remember the bats? There were bats flying on the patio. And you and I were like mesmerized because they were really decent sized bats.
Yes.
They didn't bother us.
No.
But man, they were just loving the fact that we were sitting out on the patio and bringing like the bugs because they were having a blast. But that's what we did. We ate our dinner on the back patio.
So I wonder if we did, because I know we had also on the first day, our lunch, we ate on the patio at that Sol Mesa.
Yes.
We ate at the restaurant.
Yes.
Because we could sit outside.
Yes, the Sol Mesa was at the inn at Entrada.
Do you think we picked up food from there?
We might have. I mean, it was in a delivery bag. Although I do remember now, you and I going out, in the resort, and we were waiting for the delivery driver.
Oh,
so I have no idea where we ordered from.
Yeah,
it doesn't matter.
It doesn't.
We just did takeout and
we just like to
give a shout out to it was we had Tex-Mex. I do remember that, but. Yeah, we sat and watched the bats, and we had some red wine.
Yeah.
So that's what we did.
Yeah, because there's nothing better than sitting in the desert in a chilly evening.
Drinking red wine.
Yeah.
Yep.
That is
That's what we did
right there.
Yep.
I feel like I have my ADHD brain today because I'm now thinking about all the shit that happened during the race that we didn't talk about.
Well, what? Oh, well, let's go back and talk about it then.
Yeah. Like the fact that there was really cool things. Like
your notes are all fucked up, by the way.
I
didn't really go through them. Like
my brain. Well, I'm doing my notes.
Lori does a majority of the prep. And then when I'm done with my work schedule, then she gives me the heads up, like, hey, like the draft is done, and I'll add like some other notes and stuff. But I mean, she does like the majority of like the research for each of these. So shout out to you, girl.
Yeah.
But tonight I was looking at the stuff. I was like, wow, she got stuff about like the parks, but then she's got like some stuff about the races, so it's okay.
Yeah, I know.
All right, so let's talk about the race.
It's my brain.
It's okay.
Was not focused very well today.
It's okay.
Clearly, I was like 30 minutes late getting here.
You don't need to apologize, man. All right, so what else did you want to cover about the race?
Well, I don't know.
I want to talk about
my favorite picture.
I want to talk about that picture because I was the one who told you to lay down on the ground to go and do that. There was a sign, and it was very, very close to the end of the race.
It's my favorite picture. It's one of my favorites.
Seriously, it said, mortuary, 1 block ahead, look alive. And the look alive is in like capital letters.
Yeah.
And I'm like, Lori, lay down on the ground. I'm going to take your picture in front of the sign. So she like laid down and like did kind of like she was like in a crime scene kind of thing.
Yeah. Yep. And I love that because it is a classic picture.
But
there's like a lady in the background kind of looking at us like what the hell?
And so, but it gives you guys perspective in terms of like, hey, look, you know what? We have fun on the course. And while we felt really strong running that course too, like, because
although
it was
our
downhill,
quads were a little shreddy.
Totally shredded. But we take the time to go and do something funny like that.
Yeah.
So I absolutely love that.
We enjoy the hell out of the time on the course.
The other thing I liked is that they had balloons. So they had Mylar balloons at all of the mile markers.
Yeah, so you could see them coming.
You could see them from
was
a really far distance away. And you're like, yes, we're coming up on 18. We're coming up on 19.
Or 15.
You know, yeah. So that
20.
was nice. And then at the finish, I don't know if they had like somebody who they knew that did balloons or they were into balloons, but the whole finish line was covered in these blue and white balloons. And I'm not just talking a little. It's like a huge cascading thing of balloons, which I appreciate because I've tried to do like one of those balloon things for Maddie's bridal shower a couple years ago. And that shit was so hard. So when I just went back and looked at it, it's like, oh, somebody's super talented that they could go and do that. Like, like kudos to them. So, but it was beautiful. It made it very festive.
It was very festive.
Yes.
There was also a moment when we were hanging out at the festival afterwards, and I'm not trying to pick on people, but sometimes you see some really interesting things.
You see some stuff.
We saw a woman who had completed, I don't know if it was the half or the full.
We don't know.
Don't know. She was running that day. She was wearing a bodysuit with like underwear hanging out.
But describe the bodysuit.
It was black and kind of went up her butt a little.
But yeah, so it was like a leotard. It wasn't like a full legged bodysuit.
No.
This was like it looked like a bathing suit, like bodysuit.
Yes.
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 Yeah. And then she had her panties hanging out of it.
Yes.
Like granny panties hanging out of it.
And then knee-high socks that didn't match.
But they were cute granny panties, right? Because she was like...
Were they cute?
I don't know. I
felt like I looked at them and they were kind of nudish.
They were nudish.
Yeah.
I think maybe she was like, maybe if I wear my nude underwear, people won't like see my underwear. And she did have knee-high socks on.
I just wondered if it was one of those bodysuits that had the snap in the crotch.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
I don't know.
Oh, girl, we're talking some chafe.
Ooh. Yeah, interesting choice. I'm not,
That was a first.
It was just a first. And
that was a first.
And it was very notable.
And honestly, that was the only time we've ever seen somebody wearing a bodysuit with their underwear sticking out of it. So, hey, you know what?
Yeah. It was just
walk in your own shoes. There you go.
Memorable moments.
Absolutely.
All right, so the day after the marathon, is there anything more on the marathon?
No. I'm good.
Okay.
But I'm sure like in 5 minutes you're going to think of something else and we're going to have to go back and
I'm
fucking
so
talk
sorry.
about it again.
I'm so sorry if we do. I'm going to try really hard to move on. I'm trying hard. Okay. So the next day was October 3rd. We decided we headed up towards Zion.
Yeah.
We had a reservation for the Hampton Inn and Suites in Springdale, which is the little town that's right nestled outside of Zion.
And it's a cute, like, I mean, it's touristy, but it's a cute little town.
Yeah. It's very Western.
It's a very typical town that sits outside of national parks.
I would agree with that,
Yes.
100%. But on the way, we stopped. So you run through Snow Canyon State Park, but we stopped because we wanted to go back and have a look around.
Yeah, because we ran on the road through it, and there was some really cool scenery. And, so you had found some trails, and it was like, yeah, dude, let's go and do that before we head out.
Yeah, one of the really cool ones that I think we hiked on was this really interesting red rock formation, but I think that they were petrified sand dunes.
Yes.
And they were so cool. They had like this waffly pattern imprinted on them.
It almost looked like they had like melted, like the sand had melted, like, and then they would like form like patties on top of each other. I don't know how to describe it.
It's like it's almost like lava, but they do actually have lava tubes in this thing too.
Yes.
But it wasn't lava. I think it was the petrified sand dunes.
Yeah, that was definitely the petrified sand dunes.
Yeah.
And you because I remember, and again through the pictures, I had taped up my quads with KT tape. Because of running down the mountainside, like my quads were shredded.
Yeah.
And when we got to the lava tubes, you're like, I'm going to go inside because you're Lori. And you're like, I got to go inside because I got to experience it all. I got to touch it. I got to feel it. I got to smell it.
I do.
And I was like, I'm going to stand out here and watch you because my legs, like, I cannot go in bed.
Well, that, and you're also like, dude, I've done lava tubes in Hawaii. I'm good.
I was like, I'm good.
I'm good.
I did lava tubes in Hawaii. It's like,
yeah, this is just Nevada. I mean, Utah lava tubes.
Yeah. No, but you ended up going in the lava tubes, but I also thought it was cool. Do you remember seeing the people with the parachutes, and they had like these little motorized things that they sat on, but they were like flying in the air?
Yes.
And like it made my hands sweat because I was like, oh my God, they're so high up in the air, and they're like.
But the view must have been spectacular.
I can't even imagine what the view was. I will never know.
There was also a family there. Wasn't there a family there, now that I'm thinking of it, that they were releasing ashes of a loved one?
Yes.
Wasn't there a funeral going on during
there
that
was.
hike too?
There was. Yeah. It was their mother, and she had lived in the area, and she had
she used to hike there all the time. She used to hike there
all the time, and they were releasing her ashes there, which I thought was it was a great paying homage to her.
It was. I just remembered that off the top of my head.
I know that was good, Laura.
I didn't even put that in here.
You didn't even have that in your notes, man.
I did
not.
Like
you were on it tonight.
So something we always, but I'm not. So something else.
Did you get my sarcasm? I'm like, what?
I'm just being me and blonde and not paying attention to your sarcasm.
You do.
Anyway, so one of the things as marathoners we always highly recommend is another rule number one.
Rule number one.
After a marathon, the day after, move.
Move.
Just move.
Move your body.
It helps with recovery.
Do not sit on a couch. Do not stay sedentary.
No.
You have to move.
We hiked like 2 miles in Snow Canyon that day, and it was beautiful, and we moved.
Yeah. Which
really helps with recovery. I feel like we felt way better than we would have had we been sedentary all day long.
I totally agree.
So we got to Zion, and you were very patient with me because we ate at Zion Canyon Brew Pub.
Yes.
For lunch.
Yeah.
I got a lovely little
Lori wanted a flight.
Beer.
And I can't drink beer because it has gluten in it. So it's okay.
But they had other stuff.
I don't even remember what I drank, but it doesn't matter.
Probably a glass of wine.
Yeah. I took a picture of like
my flight looked delicious.
Flight. Yeah.
I was looking at it today.
Your flight did look solid in the pictures.
Yes, it was very good.
Yeah.
Highly recommend that. It's a great place to eat.
You enjoyed the beer there.
I did. It was very good. And then we rented equipment because we were going into Zion, and we knew we wanted to do 2 hikes.
Yes.
We were going to go to the top, but not out onto Angel's Landing.
Yes, because at the time I was still absolutely terrified of heights.
Yeah. And I respect that. And I had done it
Terrified.
2 years ago with Maggie and Dave. So
If I went
was
back, I
was
would
good.
do it.
You would?
But they closed it down for a period of time. I don't know if it's reopened.
It's permit only. You have
Okay.
to get permits ahead of time to hike out to Angel's Landing.
Yeah, because the other thing with Angel's Landing at the time, because when we did it, well, when we got to the top there, again, we did not go all the way out to Angel's Landing, is that it did not require permits.
Yeah.
And there was a shit ton of people out there.
Yeah.
And a lot of them, when I looked at them, like, those do not look like very like hiking savvy people. And I'm not going to go being terrified of heights and go out there on that with people who don't know what the hell they're doing as well. So
And
that was also the other driver. If it was just you and I might have ventured out, but that's what broke me over the edge on
I
that.
can remember when Maggie and Dave and I did it, that there was a section, because we were like, I'm like, listen, if we're doing this, we're doing it first thing in the morning. We're the first bus out, so that we don't have to deal with the mass crowds. So we were like one of the first people out.
And that was when you did it with your
fine.
family.
Yeah.
Because you and I were not the first people out when we got there. We'll talk about that in a minute.
Coming back was dicey because people were still coming out. And that there were sections where somebody was pushed up against the rock and there's a chain. And I've got my hand on one and I'm like on one side of the person. I'm like, okay, just hold still while straddling that person and grabbing the other side of the chain and passing them. Like there is a small section where that is kind of how you have to get by.
And that's why we did not do that. So
it's tough. So anyway, we went and we rented the gear at Zion Outfitters.
So you rent, and the gear that we rented was because we wanted to hike the Narrows.
Yes.
And so they have these specialized boots, like these booties, that you wear. They're waterproof, but they're also like cushioned.
Yes.
And then you get a hiking stick.
Yeah, you got socks,
like a pole.
like socks,
the boots,
and the pole. Yep.
Yeah.
And you hold on to it. So the Narrows, if you've never heard of what hiking the Narrows is, it is actually a river. You're hiking up the river from a point, and you just are. It's a slot canyon.
Yep.
Yeah, and so it's water. You're hiking in water.
And you just have like cliffs, like just
sheer
red rock cliffs on either side of you, and oh my gosh, that was that rendered me absolutely speechless.
Yeah.
You know, like it just was.
It's humbling.
Yeah, it was just the most unique thing, and because we got there later in the day, there weren't as many people that were in there, and you kept saying that they were like it's so less crowded than when you had gone.
Well, we were also there in August, which is peak season. Even though it's hotter than shit in the desert, it's still peak because kids are out of school.
That's right.
And we were there in October, which is the shoulder season.
Yes.
So it was perfect.
Yeah.
But we did have issues that day trying to get out to those hikes.
Oh, we did.
And I can't even recall what it was, but the shuttles were wonky, and one of the places
there was a bus stop that was closed, and we had parked. If you recall, we had parked. And we're like, we're going to go to this bus stop and then we're going to take the bus up.
Yeah, we weren't in the main bus depot.
Right.
We went further in to try and pick up a bus.
We went further in and we got to that bus stop and we were like, oh crap, the bus stop is closed.
Yeah.
And again, because it's shoulder season and they weren't running the buses as much, right?
Yeah.
So we ended up having to hike up the road and like we had to go up
I think like a couple miles.
Couple of miles.
Yeah.
Up the mountainside to get to the next bus stop.
Which I think was the hotel, right? Didn't we stop at that hotel and pick up the bus there?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And but in between there,
there was an incident.
There was an incident. And we had alluded to it last week at the end of our episode. So at some point in time, and I had used the bathroom before, we had left and stuff.
Well, nature's very inspiring.
Yeah, I must have been really relaxed because like all of a sudden I was like, I have to go to the bathroom. And you and I communicate really well with each other because we do this on the course and, we always know like where each other's bowels are at. So I was like, Salor, I feel like I really have to go to the bathroom.
Like now.
And well, it wasn't initially. And then all of a sudden, like I kept talking about it.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden I'm like, oh, Mama's got to go to the bathroom. Like I have to find a spot now. And we did not have a single piece of toilet paper between the two of us.
No toilet paper, and we were really in the middle of nowhere.
And I knew that
Nowhere.
I needed to continue using my socks because we were going to continue, like, with the what do you call it? The Narrows hike and stuff. So
Rest in peace, the Eagles buff.
So I had my buff, my Eagles buff that I absolutely loved, and man, that is the one thing when they say, like, leave no trace. I had to leave that.
I know. There was no way around that.
There was no way around it.
There was no way to bring it back.
Yeah. So that was. I felt a lot better though after that.
Yeah.
And I didn't talk about having to go to the bathroom for the rest of the day.
No, it was all good after that.
It was all good after that.
I just felt so bad. I'm like, oh, this is such a screw up with the shuttles.
But Lori, I'm infamous for that. I mean, it happened to me when we were at like Maddie's bachelorette party where we went hiking like up in the Rocky Mountains, and we no sooner got into the mountains with all of the other girls where all of a sudden I had toilet paper with me where I was like, oh my God, I have to go to the bathroom. I must get so relaxed.
Well, that and the altitude. Sometimes it's the altitude.
Yeah, maybe it's the altitude. So
definitely.
Yeah. So Maggie's going to do a poop emoji for me for this episode. We might get creative with the title. No, I'm just joking on that. But yeah, we then finally got a bus and we got to the Narrows, and again, it was just
stunning.
Spectacular.
Highly recommend both those hikes.
Highly recommend.
Yeah. Even if you don't want to go out onto Angel's Landing, the hike up to the top of where you kind of venture out onto the little spit of rock that juts out into the valley.
And there's enough space up there. Like I didn't feel like
it's beautiful.
Scared.
You got a beautiful view of the valley from there as well.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously Angel's Landing, you're really far out there, but there's still a beautiful view.
Absolutely spectacular. And a lot of the trail, and you go through like nice little wooded areas, but once you get to like the climb to get up there, it's a lot of switchbacks back and forth. So it's not like you're kind of, like what we talked about, the White Mountains, where you're just like straight up the mountainside. It was switchback.
It's a beautiful national park trail.
Yes.
God, I appreciate a good national park trail.
It was.
They're just so easy and nice. So later that day, we went back to the pool, kind of hung out for a while.
Yeah.
And then we decided to drive because we had, again, before with the kids, I had eaten dinner at this awesome farm to table that's outside the east entrance of the park. And just driving through the park, super cool because there is a big tunnel.
Yeah.
That's really cool to go through and all of that. And I can remember driving out there. Did we see climbers?
Yeah, we did.
On the side of the rock.
Yeah.
It's crazy to watch people rock climbing on the side of Zion because you can see them when you're doing like the zigzag to come out of Zion National Park heading east.
Yeah.
But we went and ate at Cordwood, which is it's so, what would you say, understated. Like you drive by, you would never even know that there's really a restaurant there. Yeah. And when you walk in, the food is freaking fabulous.
That was like one of the best dinners of like our travel. Like you remember like those memorable meals and so forth.
Yes.
That definitely was one of them. And I think too, and because they had animals,
yes,
out in the pens and stuff, because again, it was like a ranch. And the staff was phenomenal. They were fantastic with my gluten allergy.
Yeah.
Just
the food is fantastic.
Yeah. And then Didn't we stop on the way back to go and see the stars? I think we stopped at some point in time.
I believe we did.
Yeah.
Because it was spectacular.
Yeah, because again, there's like little to no light pollution out that way. And especially because we were on like the non-heavily populated area of the park.
Yeah.
And when I say populated, like there wasn't a big city or town.
Yeah, we were on the other side of the mountain, so to speak.
Yeah. And so the stargazing is absolutely phenomenal.
It was one thing when we went there on vacation, DJ did every night. We had a U-Haul with us, and DJ would sit up on top of the U-Haul.
Oh, perfect.
And just look at the stars every night.
Good job, Deej. That is fantastic.
Yeah.
Yep.
Then I'd say the next day that was it. Like you had a fairly decently early flight out.
I did.
But we had time to drive back to St. George's, so it wasn't too bad.
Yeah.
I hung around a little bit longer. And I think somebody you knew
Yes,
had recommended a place for breakfast.
My friend Jason Hayes, who is from Utah.
Yes.
I guess we had posted a picture or something, out, or that we'd finished the marathon. He's like, "Oh my God, you're in Utah?" And he said, "You have to go to Hash a Go Go."
Yes. And let me just tell you, this is probably one of my most memorable breakfasts of this whole journey.
Oh, so shout out to Jason Hayes for that one.
Oh my God. And I'm so sad for St. George's because it doesn't exist there anymore.
Oh,
now
no.
they do have locations like in Las Vegas, there's one in Atlantic City.
Okay.
I saw that. I'm like, oh.
How did we miss that?
I don't know.
Oh, dang.
There's also one in Orlando and Jacksonville, I think. So I'm like, okay, so there's some opportunity to go see one of these.
All right.
But I got the sage fried chicken and waffles, and I am not a sweet and savory person.
Yeah, I don't think you've ever been with me and ordered chicken and waffles.
Never.
Yeah.
But it's like something that they're known for. So I was like, screw it. I'll just try it once. I can never eat it again.
Oh, you
I
were
ate the
corrupted.
best.
You were corrupted with that?
I ate the best one. I can't ever eat it again.
Oh my gosh.
It was amazing.
That's awesome.
It was so good.
I remember you just
yeah.
really
but then I probably
raving about that place.
Probably had a carb coma because I was like, oh, I'm going to go over to Brigham Young's. They have like his original house is a museum there. You can go and hang out and look around.
Do you remember much on that?
I was like, I'm going to go do that. No, I pulled up and I was going to go in and I sat there and I'm like, I'm a little sleepy. I'm like, maybe I'll just take a quick nap. No, I woke up. I went to the airport and took off. That was the
So you saw the parking lot.
I saw the outside of it.
Outstanding.
It was really nice.
Outstanding.
Looked lovely.
I love that. I love that. I love that. All right, so the swag.
Swag. I am wearing the shirt if you're joining us on YouTube.
I no longer have the shirt.
The shirt is an interesting material.
That's why I don't have it anymore.
It does breathe. It doesn't feel like it'll breathe. It does breathe.
It's shiny.
It's shiny. I still wear it. I throw it over when I go to the gym sometimes because I just rotate through them.
I like the logo of it, though. Like St. George has a great logo.
They do.
I can't even describe it. It's just like an STG, but it's a solid logo. And the shirts only say marathon on it, which is nice.
Yeah. Like I've been noticing a trend this year of the races we've run where they are not doing just marathon shirts. And I'm like, please stop it. Like I object. I object to this trend. The medal is cool.
Yeah, the medal is really cool.
It's small.
Yeah,
but it's different. It's like
the palm of your hands. That's the size of it. But it's stone. It's definitely stone.
Yeah, it's some kind of red stone.
I want to say it's
not that.
I want to say it's sandstone.
Stone, yeah.
But it's just has a epoxy around it.
Yeah.
Because that's definitely what it looks like is sandstone.
It's very unique.
Yes, it's kind of got like a orange white tinge to it, which definitely makes me think that it's like.
Although now that I'm looking at it, I don't see a year on it anywhere. But that's fine.
That's okay.
Can't be too picky.
That's okay. It's very unique.
That's maybe nitpicky.
I think there's maybe one or two other metals that we've gotten that have been made of stone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's rare.
It's very rare.
It's cool.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So I think you can already tell we highly recommend.
I would run this one again, and I haven't looked to go and see what other races you have lined up on our second round of 50 states, but I would hands down do this one again. Just not this year because we're going to be in Germany for the third time.
Maybe we should say fourth time?
Fourth time?
Can we run it this year?
No. We're going to be in Germany.
We're going to be in Oktoberfest.
We're going to be in Germany.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you would run it again as well.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. Well, next week we are going to continue the crazy.
Whoop, whoop.
And we're going to talk about this little shindig called the I-35 Challenge.
Yes.
And we're going to be focusing on Kansas City next week. Now, the I-35 Challenge, and I remember, oh my gosh, this is so funny. I'm on the train going into Philly, because that's when I was still working in the city. I'm on the train, and I see this, I-35 Challenge thing.
Yeah.
And what it is you run Kansas City on a Saturday, and then you go up to Des Moines, Iowa.
Just like an hour or 2 hours?
2 hour drive.
Away, maybe.
And you then run the Des Moines, Iowa Marathon the next day.
Yeah.
On Sunday in Des Moines, Iowa.
Yeah.
And you travel up I-35.
Yeah.
So that's why they call it the I-35 Challenge. I see this thing and I send it to you. I was like, dude. And I don't even know like how you and I like landed on it. But
Because we had to do it.
And it was like, oh
You
my
had to
God,
do
we have,
one.
and it's called a double. So for those of you who, aren't familiar with the term, a double is when you do 2 marathons in 2 days.
Yeah.
And we did that.
Yes. Yes, we did.
We'll talk about the first race in Kansas City, and I guess we'll just figure out like where we stop talking about Kansas City, and then where do we pick up, talking about Des Moines.
We'll talk about Des Moines the 2 episodes.
Yeah. I mean, well, we're going to talk about Des Moines separately.
Oh,
but
I
like,
hear what you're saying.
Where do we cut off? But we'll figure that out. We'll go and talk about both races. And give them both due justice. So very, very excited about talking about how we are freaking crazy going and doing this.
Whoop, whoop.
Yep. But we absolutely, again, loved the St. George Marathon, would highly recommend it to, our listeners, and especially somebody who's looking for a Boston qualifier, plus 5 minutes.
Plus 5 minutes. It's like a net 2,600 foot drop.
It is. And, again, check us out on our socials. We are actually, for those of you who listen every week, we have video of us recording. You can actually see my dog that's sitting on my lap now. Kona likes to visit us every once in a while. And, when we also post all of our pictures from our adventures, so we'll post some pictures not only of the course, but then of some of the places that we're describing, especially, our hikes through Zion National Park. Now, thank you for hanging with us this week. Go make mile 20 you a bitch.
Peace out.